and welcome back to the 2022 SEVA Awards celebration. I'm Yusuf from Toby Johnson Middle School, and today we're kicking off Finalist Announcement Week in preparation for Sunday's SEVA Award Night celebration. Join us each day this week at 5 p.m. right here on SECC Comcast 16 as we gear up for Sunday's big event. You can also stream and connect with us online at secctv.org and by using the hashtag SEVA Awards. Today we're announcing the SEVA 2022 finalists in the Creative Expression category. Videos in this category include fictional content, book trailers, original music videos, or any program that has an educational message but doesn't fit into the other four categories. Let's get started. In the K-3 Creative Expression category, the finalists are Don't Litter, It's Easy, Florence Markhofer Elementary School. Kindersign, James McKee Elementary School. Wow, those K-3 students are making some pretty great videos. In grades 4 through 6, Creative Expression category, the finalists are Baking with Madeline and Paige, Florence Markhofer Elementary School. Basketball Tryouts, Florence Markhofer Elementary School. Bush Monster, Sunrise Elementary School. Coloma Trip, Florence Markhofer Elementary School. Cruising During COVID, Del Paso Manor Elementary School. Garbage Cans, Sunrise Elementary School. Highlighting RBG, Del Paso Manor Elementary School. Homemade Pop-Tarts, Florence Markhofer Elementary School. Listen Up, Del Paso Manor Elementary School. Micronations, Del Paso Manor Elementary School. What Kids Do When Parents Are Not at Home, Sunrise Elementary School. You Can Do It, Joseph Sims Elementary School. In the grades 7 to 8 Creative Expression category, the finalists are A Day in My Life as a Cat, Albert Einstein Middle School. Being Yourself in Sports, Joseph Kerr Middle School. Book Trailer, The Phantom Toll Booth, Will Rogers Middle School. Deadline, Wilson C. Riles Middle School. Elite Eats, Sutter Middle School. My Name Is Not My Name, Winston Churchill Middle School. Paranoia, Winston Churchill Middle School. The Downfall of Humanity, John Barrett Middle School. The John Barrett Rap, John Barrett Middle School. The Road Not Taken, Albert Einstein Middle School. Whenever I Try to Draw, short parody, California Middle School. Where Is It? Catherine L. Albiani Middle School. Who Was It? Catherine L. Albiani Middle School. In the grades 9 through 12 Creative Expression category, the finalists are Block, Pleasant Grove High School. Fashion Del Campo High School. How Are You Getting Home Tonight? Pleasant Grove High School. It's Not Worth It, Rio Linda High School. Light After Dark, Pleasant Grove High School. New Horizons, Pleasant Grove High School. Purpose, Franklin High School. Romantic, Pleasant Grove High School. Romeo and Juliet Abridged, Pleasant Grove High School. Setting Boundaries, Pleasant Grove High School. The Lie I Got Away With, Indercombe High School. Ways to Show Kindness, Del Campo High School. There you have it, this year's Student Educational Video Awards Creative Expression finalists. Lucky for you, we have the full-length versions of each video ready to roll next. Don't forget about Sunday's SEVA Award Night celebration event. But for now, enjoy each of this year's Creative Expression finalists, and we'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. with our documentary finalists right here on SECC Comcast 16.
It's easy to not litter. I'll show you some ways. Most of your local parks have garbage cans. They also have litter. So all you gotta do is just put it in. Whenever you litter, it can harm the wildlife around you, just like these ducks and geese. Plastic like this can harm the water itself and the animals. It's easy not to litter when there's so many garbage cans around your park.
Hello, my name is Tristan. I am a kindergarten student in Mrs. Barcetta's class. This year we have been learning the letters of the alphabet in sign language. Sign language is used to help people who are deaf communicate with others. Please enjoy our song.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Sing, sing, I can sing my A, B, C.
We have used our knowledge to spell the color words too. Our class has had a lot of fun learning the letters, and we hope to learn more signs throughout kindergarten.
Well, I guess you can help us. But we'll be doing most of the baking, okay?
Okay.
Need something to do when you're friends over? Well, we have the perfect thing. We found this at the store and we thought it'd be the perfect thing. This is Duncan Hines Epic Cookie Kit. It comes with cookie mix, cookie dough filling, and sprinkles. 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Got it. 1 large egg. Also got it. 1 tablespoon of water. We got that as well. By the way, 4 tablespoons of butter is half a stick. Let's make it! By the way, you'll need some scissors. Okay, maybe you actually don't need scissors. You just need these things. Oh, okay, luckily we got that. And nice. By the way, you also need a spoon and a bowl. First, the cake mix. That should come with the box. This is what I call mouse cookie dough. Melted butter, egg, and water in medium bowl until well blended. Okay. Okay, what do we do next? Divide the cookie dough into 12 even portions at 2 tablespoons each and roll each into a ball. Place on baking sheet, leaving at least 1 inch between cookies. And we have that. A cookie scoop makes it a lot easier, but you can use a spoon too. $3.75 for 12 to 15 minutes. Have an adult help you put them in the oven. Take the cookies out of the oven when they're done. Put them on the pan to cool for at least 2 minutes. Also, maybe you want to have an adult help you with this too. Make sure to knead and squeeze the frosting. You should also massage it. After your cookies are cool and you thoroughly massage your icing, you can start the assembly. Spread filling on flat side of half the cookie. Top filling with other cookie to create sandwiches. Pour sprinkles onto a plate. Roll sides of cookie and sprinkles. Enjoy. Alright, now that you've matched up your cookies, it's time to put the icing on. Nope, I want to put it on. Okay, go ahead. Now roll the sides of the sprinkles. See how they taste. Super chocolate. Yep. This kit was worth it. We recommend it. 10 out of 10 stars. 1,000 out of 10, actually. These cookies are sure good. Yes, they are. And they sure are.
To be on the basketball team, you need to have hard work, dedication, good grades, and leadership.
while lining up.
Have you heard of the bush monster?
No, what's that?
Well, it's this thing where if you touch the bush too much, it could grab you.
I don't believe you. See? It's not true. Back in the classroom. Yeah, I'm gonna prove these people wrong. Back outside. I don't believe any of you. The bush monster is not real. Woo! A few moments later. Help! Somebody help me! Help me! I'm stuck.
Here, let me help you.
I'm sorry I didn't believe you before. The bush monster is definitely real.
Yeah. Told you.
Let's get out of here. Yeah. I learned my lesson, dude. That is why I will never, ever touch the bushes again. Yeah.
We're going on a field trip around Marshall Gold State Historic Park. Let's get started.
We're gonna be junior rangers.
I'm going over here. Maybe we missed it. Yeah, we need to look real good. Just that one.
Gold was used as money. And today, that 1 ounce of gold, that's $1,750 worth of gold.
After we finished our inside scavenger hunt, we went gold panning, and then we continued our outside scavenger hunt.
Remember? Where's your grid? Is it away from you?
Thank you.
We found gold and gems, and then we walked to the blacksmith shop for a demonstration of tools and how to use them.
Next, we're off to the jail. Well, the ruins of the jail to be exact. After that, we ate a picnic lunch. Then we went on a hike up the hill to the Marshall Mountain.
The Nisean Indians lived peacefully in the valley for many, many years prior to James Marshall's discovery of gold. Acorns are a very important part of the Nisean diet. Before being eaten, acorns must be shelled, dried, and ground into flour at grinding rock.
On January 24th, 1848, while inspecting the sawmill, Marshall spotted some shiny flecks. He placed them on the crown of his hat and hurried to announce to the mill workers, "Boys, boys, I believe I've found a gold mine."
Repeat after me. As a junior ranger,
As a junior ranger,
I promise to protect
I promise to protect
Marshall Gold Discovery
Marshall Gold Discovery
State Historic Park.
State Historic Park.
I will share
I will share
my park experiences
my park experiences
with others
with others
and will continue to learn
and will continue to learn
about the gold rush
about the gold rush
and California history.
and California history.
Very good. Here's a virtual high five.
During December 2021, my family did something that, in COVID times, most people wouldn't even think about doing. Going on vacation, you might ask? It wasn't just any vacation. It was a vacation on a cruise ship. That's right, we went cruising during COVID. We felt safe and secure due to the limited number of people on the ship and the cleaning measures that were taken in order to keep everyone healthy. My family and I spent 7 days at sea. We left from the port of Long Beach and traveled along the coast of Mexico, stopping for day trips in 4 locations. All passengers were required to test for COVID prior to boarding the ship. Masks were worn at all times in public spaces. One of my favorite parts was the food. On the ship, there was a 24-hour buffet where I ate a lot of bacon. The food service staff sanitized regularly to keep everyone safe. All passengers were required to wash their hands before entering the buffet area. When I wasn't eating my way through the ship, my family and I went horseback riding on the beach. We even hiked a huge hill that I named Cat Hill for the large number of cats we saw while hiking. While cruising during COVID might not be for everyone, my family and I created a lot of great memories while being safe at sea.
What's going on over there?
I don't know, but they're really messy.
How messy their table and how dirty the floor is.
They were told to put their trash in a trash can.
I tried to tell them. I told them to pick their trash up.
She was a great woman who helped a lot of people. Her job was a Supreme Court justice. That means she and the other justices would interpret whether a case follows the Constitution. 2 attorneys would argue their opinion, and 9 justices would come to a decision. RBG fought for a lot of things to make the world a better place. Though she has passed, her impact and her legacy still live on.
Depression is real, especially for those who struggle to feel accepted for their identity. Even families can have a big impact. Being open about your identity is a hard thing to do. There will always be people who won't support you, but it's a bigger problem when the people closest to you are the ones who don't support. There are unlimited ways to identify your gender and sexual orientation. For some kids, when they tell their parents how they feel, their parents will be very supportive and understanding. It usually takes time for family and friends to understand, but most of the time they'll come around. Although for some kids, parents will refuse to believe and make excuses. There might be someone in your life that is struggling. Take time to understand and listen. It is important that kids who are struggling feel supported so that they can be happy and confident in who they are.
What is a micronation? According to YouTuber General Knowledge, a micronation is a political entity not recognized by any other nations. Some of the most famous micronations are Sealand, located off the coast of the UK, Ladonia, located on the Swedish coastline. There is also Saborga, which is a city located in western Italy. Why should we care about micronations? While you won't find micronations in your history book, they are located throughout the globe and are enriched with interesting facts. For example, the micronation of Molossia, they use cookie dough as currency. Yum! The Arakan Empire claims to have a colony on Mars, and Sealand was founded on a World War II platform, complete with an anti-aircraft gun. So how did the micronations get their start? A gentleman by the name of Major Paddy Roy Bates located a World War II platform named Rogues Tower that was outside the UK's maritime borders. Those are international waters not claimed by any nation. That meant Major Bates could establish his own nation. Thus, Sealand was formed. Soon, other micronations followed in its footsteps. While the number of micronations is untrackable, there is a gathering every 4 years of the micronation leaders coming together to communicate and collaborate. There is also a micronation Olympics. Disc golf, chess, and checkers are a few of the events. So now you know what a micronation is, maybe you might consider developing one yourself.
Bye, guys.
Love you.
Be good listeners.
See y'all later.
Five minutes later.
We're back! Did you miss us?
My clit. That's wrong too.
Oh my god, this is so hard.
That's wrong too.
Why is this so hard?
How? Anyone can do that, plus you should just give up since you're terrible at this anyway.
No! Terrible.
This is what happens when you don't believe in yourself. No one's terrible. Everyone has their strengths. And their weaknesses. And who cares if some bully thinks otherwise? And you can do anything, even floss, if you believe in yourself and ignore the haters. Huh? It's the message that matters, kid. You're really good at doing math, but not so good at flossing or playing piano. There are others who can excel at doing the floss and playing the piano, but they struggle in math.
But don't some people take it out on others?
Like Joel. Try your hardest to fulfill your destiny to play the piano and to floss. And you can help Joel along the way.
I can do this. I believe in myself. Hey, Joel, I don't care what you say. Everyone's perfect. Whatever.
You tried your best, and that's all that matters.
Hi, everyone watching. You just have to believe in yourself when times get tough. And believe me, they will. But having self-confidence will help you.
Who cares? Actually, I'll help you.
Never!
Not ever!
Give up!
Joshua Rodriguez as Joel. Ella Scaife as Eva.
Good morning. Oh, I love this food. What should I do today? I'm gonna go outside.
What was that? What is that? Oh, treats. I'm hungry. Oh, that's the spot. I'm gonna go outside. Oh, I love this dirt. What is that? What is that? Oh, I love this tree. It's my favorite tree. Oops. I'm tired. Good night.
In today's world, transgender individuals have become more popular upon the media. One of the main reasons why these individuals are getting more attention day by day is because one main issue with them is that some people feel like it's unfair that transgender people get to participate on the team that they identify as in sports rather than participating on the team they were born as. Because of this, Most of the media makes these trans athletes be portrayed as cheaters, terrible people, and are said to be ruining sports. Today, we get the opportunity to talk to trans athlete Sean Denning, see what it is like for him to be transitioning in the sports world today. Hello, my name is Sean Denning. I'm 14 years old and I'm a track and field athlete at Joseph Kern Middle School. I am also a transgender male. I came out to my family and friends on July 11th, 2020. And before I came out, I was like in the 6th grade. I was wrestling for my school's wrestling team. Doing wrestling really showed me my passion for sports. So when I came out, I made sure that I wouldn't let me being trans get in the way of any of my athletics. Seeing trans athletes in the media the way they are scares me, mostly because I wonder if any of my teammates, coaches, or any spectators think that way of me or think that I'm cheating. Over the past year, I've started to learn not to care about what other people think, mostly because of this issue. But, no matter how hard a person, tries to, not care about what somebody thinks of them, there's always going to be, certain little things that will always affect them. So I feel like, that's probably one for me that I'm always thinking before I go out and I race. So my track and field story starts in the 7th grade. I remember being really nervous to join because I had no friends there. So I went into a place where nobody knew I was trans. It had its benefits, but it also scared me at the same time. I think the main reason why I was so scared to, join or be on the team was because I would have to run with the girls. And I identify as a guy, so I knew that I would have to come out to my coach. Luckily, I had to come out to my head coach, and I'm very thankful for him because he was really supporting of me. He cared, but it wasn't like he cared so much that he was supporting of me. He cared, but it was never brought up again. So I'm very thankful for him. 7th grade track season was a COVID season, obviously. So my team, we only had 2 track meets. In those 2 track meets, I won first place in the boys 400 meter dash, and I continuously placed top 3 in 95% of my races. I did all of that without being on hormone or treatment therapy. Then 7th grade ended. Over the summer, I was doing everything I possibly could to be the best athlete, so I could go into my 8th grade season in shape, but also just ready to work, have a good season. Then 8th grade started. I wasn't planning on doing cross country in my 8th grade year, because I was planning on doing wrestling. And so, one day, one of my teammates, I'm very thankful for him, he comes up to me after class and he's like, "Hey, Sean." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Coach Brandon wants you to come to be on the cross-country team. We need you." And so, Coach Brandon, he's my favorite coach of all time. He's such a great coach. And so, I was like, all right, I'll be there after school. But I had one problem. I knew that if I wanted to run cross country, I would have to come out to Coach Brandon, and I would have to tell him that I'm switching back to the females league. I remember I was really nervous to tell Coach Brandon. I feel like I was really nervous is because he's somebody I look up to. He's my role model, I would say. And so if I would have gotten rejected by him, then my mental health would have been impacted. Really, it would have been really bad for me if he didn't accept me. The main reason why I went back to the Females League was because my body, it can't keep up with the biological males on my team anymore. So that's why I went back to the Females League. I loved running with the males. I feel like that's why I'm such a great athlete today, is because I trained with them. And so, I was really sad to go back to the Females League, also because I didn't know if it would have impacted my mental health. So I was scared, and I was also just really scared of what my teammates would think. So it was really nice to have that supportive coach, Coach Brandon be very supportive of me. And my teammates were too. They never once made a comment about it. So I'm very thankful for all of them. In my 8th grade cross country season, I was able to win these 2 medals. So this one is from my Del Oral Invitational. That race was 1 mile. I placed 11th in that race. And I remember running that because this girl was behind me. So I turned my head and then I went zoom, and I zoomed past her, and it was a fun race. And then this medal right here, this is from my favorite medal that I won. So it's from the Wildfire Invitational. That race was 2 miles. I remember the course. It was because we were running through the mountains. It was really pretty. And I placed 8th in that race. We had our championships. I placed high in the championships, just I wasn't able to grab a medal, but I loved cross country. Obviously, you could see that I've made some pretty big decisions over the past year, and so I probably wouldn't have made it without the supportive people in my life, because they've supported me through so much, and so I'm very glad that I have them. I was actually able to get some of my friends and family to do interviews, and it's basically just gonna tell them how they reacted to my transition and my transition in sports.
When Sean came out to our family as trans, I wasn't that surprised, but I was very supportive for him.
When Sean came out, I was like, yo, that's sick.
I first found out when I heard my friends talking, and I overheard them saying it, and I didn't really care because my stepsister.
It was very shooken.
When Sean talked about joining track in the 7th grade, I was very happy for him because I know he enjoys sports.
When Sean joined track, I was like, oh man, because we couldn't play football no more. But when he was going against males, I was like, oh yeah.
I thought it was funny because track is a bad sport.
When Sean said he was going to go back to the Females League, I was a little bit skeptical at first, but now I understand where he's coming from.
When Sean went to a girls' league, I was like, oh man, he should not have done that. But in the males' league, I was like,
I feel like it would be better if Sean stayed in the males league because I just feel like it'd be better for like identification and just like to be just more in that general group, like, and just be used to it rather than staying in like a group that you're already like you.
I think that Sean should be competing in the males because he is faster than all the girls in our PE class, and he is faster than almost all the guys.
I think trans people are making sports better because they're making sports feel more inclusive.
So I don't think that they are, to be honest, but there are a lot of people in there most of the time, but I don't think that they're taking it over.
Trans athletes participating in the gender thingy-majiggy sports, that's nice.
I think we could fix this problem from making more laws, but instead of doing them against trans rights, we can make them for trans youth.
I don't think there's any solution to like bring the trans and the other people thingy-majiggy without any controversy. I think trans people have to just give time and bond with the other people.
The solution is that it's not a problem unless we make it a problem.
No way to solve this problem that us trans athletes are having. I feel like the science sort of backs us up, but not completely. But I don't think that just because we're trans doesn't mean we get to that we don't get to participate in sports, let alone get rights taken away from us just because of who we are. If there was one thing that I'd really want you to take away from this documentary in general, is that we're just normal people living our lives. That sounds crazy, but I'm just a normal kid, and I go and I live my life at school, and I've gotten bullied for it. So I personally don't talk about being trans at school for two good reasons. The first reason is because I don't want to offend people. I feel like it's such a controversial topic. Personally, don't think it should be, but it is. So I don't really want to offend anybody. I don't want to offend any of their beliefs, and I also don't want me being trans to define me as a person, because there's more to me than just being transgender. Like I love many other things. Like I love sports. I love playing guitar. I like playing video games. There's so much to me, and like as a trans person, I know that other trans people feel this way too. And so to only be seen as that trans person, I mean, to me it's not a good feeling, and I feel like a lot of us don't feel like it's a good feeling either. I would much prefer people to judge me based off of my personality versus solely on the fact that I am transgender. I don't understand people who just hate on other people for who they are, and that doesn't just go for trans or gay people. I also want everybody to know that if you really, really want to do something, like you have a passion for this one thing, you have to go out and work for it. I didn't just wake up a great athlete. I sacrificed so much to get where I am today. I hope that one day, at least people can respect people like me for who we are, and not just judge us for what we identify as or who we love.
Milo is a boy like you and like me. We may not want to admit it, but we all have way too much time on our hands and no desire to spend it. And worst of all, there's nothing for me to do, nowhere I'd care to go, and hardly anything worth seeing. But what if you had to spend your time, one way or another? What will happen when you pay the toll?
So Christopher, tell me about your day.
It was good. We got this new horror movie project. It's not due until the end of the month, so we have plenty of time.
Whoa, sounds like a big project. Big part of your grade too. Just remember, 3 weeks seems like a lot of time, but it goes by really, really fast.
Let's see what I have. The.
How's your movie coming?
Well, I'm just feeling sort of under pressure by this. I think I procrastinated a little too long, you know? Now I'm just worried if I'll actually get this finished.
Christopher, I believe in you. I know you're going to do a great job. But I do see what you're saying. An F on a project like this leads to no college, no friends, no money. A pretty terrible life. Well, anyways, I'm sure it'll be great. Nothing to worry about. Bye.
What are you doing?
Maybe a talking lamp?
I don't know about that.
Maybe a hat for the dog?
I don't know, bud.
A witch dog? Talking lamps. A tarantula? No, that wouldn't work. Ooh, oh, I got it. No, that wouldn't work. Maybe, okay, maybe, no, that's a bit ambitious. I got it. I think I'll do a giant tarantula witch dog that tries to eat me. Perfect. Hello? So you wanted to tell me about your movie. You finished it. That's great. It's about a giant spider and a witch dog? That's original. I like that. I can't wait to see it.
So how's the editing going?
It's going good. I think it'll be finished by Friday.
Well, I know it counts for a large part of your grade.
Finally, I got it. Hello? You wanted to tell me about your movie that you finished? That's great. It's about a killer who escaped from prison? It's a pretty good idea. And he's gonna try and kill you, and you're going to stop him. Great idea. I can't wait to see it. I need to clear my mind.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Jonathan? What am I doing? What are you doing? You scared me half to death.
Aren't you supposed to be finishing your movie?
Well, I've just been having trouble coming up with ideas, and nothing's working, so I'm just clearing my mind.
Just to warn you, I saw Mom looking at military school.
Military school? It's the night before it's due. I think I'm hearing things. It's just every single idea I've come up with. It's just someone's beat me to the punch. It's like, who comes up with a giant tarantula? I can't think of anything. And it's like, how am I going to get it finished now? How? It's like, did I hear something? Okay, I have to come up with some ideas and like, I don't even know what to do. What should I, what? My plan here didn't work to take inspiration from another movie. I'll have to figure something out.
Looks like a passing grade to me.
I'm Julia, and welcome to Elite Eats. Today, we'll be looking at the Mud Pie Stand Vegan Bakery. Mud Pie Stand is a locally owned bakery in downtown Sacramento. It was opened in 2020 as a small bakery run from the owners, Damien Stout, VW bus in their driveway. Their business was such a success that they were able to expand from their bus and get a location to open up their bakery. It's located on O and 14. There, they make many different types of cupcakes, cakes, and other sweet treats. The bakery was so nice and welcoming, from the beautiful mural on the outside to the art and assortment of plants on the inside. Everyone there was so nice and welcoming as well. The treats we tried were so good, and you couldn't even believe it's vegan. Be sure to give them a visit, and thanks for watching this episode of Elite.
My name is not my name. It's an illustration I hide behind, a mirror that reflects off of me. I wish my real name would fly away like a bird, and the one I hold close would stay next to me. While the other one left for the winter, my old is connected to me, like a dead relative you never knew. To sum it up, I gave myself a name to reflect who I am, but that name, I guess my birth, was given to me, and that reminds me of my past, not that who I am now. I'm my name, not my name. People don't get it, so what is it? That makes no sense. It's all about you. So what do I say? The confusing truth or a lie they might like, but damages me. But they don't know. All they've ever known is their name. But for each time my name is called, I want to scream, but I hold it back, waiting till I can finally be me. So when teachers call on me, or I shake a hand, and they ask my name, all I can say is my name is not my name.
Humanity has always been a blessing, but in the past few years, we've brought it to ruins. Our world has been filled with hate, judgment, evil, and so much worse. And every single one of us is at fault. We must do something, and we have to do it now. Whatever it takes, we must save our world and bring it back to peace. Climate change and pandemics, they all suck, and most would say it's more important than saving humanity. But in truth, it's impossible to end all other issues when our humanity is in crumbles. We need to stop what we are doing and stand up for our world before it's too late. But how? One thing we can do to help fix humanity is to stop worrying about others' opinions and respect their beliefs. Let's say you went out to the movies with a friend and you were figuring out what you wanted to watch, but both of you wanted to watch different movies. Instead of wasting time and arguing about it, compromise by finding a different movie that you both like instead. We should respect everyone's opinions and views, whether you agree or not. There will always be some mean people out there, but we can change the majority. Our lives will be so much easier if most of us are kind. Our world has struggled enough. We shouldn't be going against each other. Instead, we should be supporting each other. It's time for us to come together and be at peace.
What's up, Bear? You know who's here. Little Bill with Sleepy Drew, Little Bomber. And you know we're here to spread that love. Bear Middle School, you know that we're the greatest. We're doing some construction. Here is the latest. The old library is a media room. Other classes will be leaving, I assume. Our staff has been great. I can't complain. Never seen a fight or no one in pain. The kids are funny. That's so lovely. Make a lot of friends and they all love me. In the history classes you may find maps. I'm gonna pass the mic to Donnie to do the Bear rap.
You got A lunch or B lunch, each of them are fine. Some prefer the other, it's all about the time. Yearbook's coming out, so go to the link. We don't judge each other, our favorite color is pink. 6 periods, not including flex. But in new rooms, I wonder what's next. 8th graders leaving, rewards they receiving. Lower grades, oh they're all grieving. I'm all done saying this lame trash. I'm gonna let a deal finish the John Bear rap.
Hallways are packed and they're always full. Kids wearing Jordan 1s thinking they're cool. Although we act sus, we mostly get along. The school internet isn't close to strong. We need to start a fundraiser on the school vice. Thank you, Mr. Murphy, he's the school vice. We got great electives, everyone is great. We only get 3 tardies, you can't be late. I think this is the end, this is not a trap.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and I looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
How to draw simplified. Today I will be showing you how to draw a simple flower. Now, this will be a super easy video to follow along to, and feel free to pause the video anytime. So now, let's go! First, we'll be drawing the center of the flower. Now, we will be drawing 4 petals that stick out from the center. They should look symmetrical. Next, we'll be drawing 4 more petals. That looks good. Do a bit of touching up. Alright. Color it black. Now for the main color, I'll be using blue. Color those petals, these ones, those, and these. Almost done. We'll be coloring the center brown. Alright, it looks pretty good. Now I'm just going to quickly sign it. And done. wasn't that easy, and I bet yours looks really well at home too. Alright, I'll see you later. Bye for now.
Starbucks is trash.
You guys, someone stole my pencil. No, it was my pencil. You borrowed it.
What are the details of this case?
Where is it? Where is it? Tell us where it is.
Search him. Yeah. Found it. Oh, I knew you had it.
Hey, where's your friend?
She's in Florida.
Anyways, we found your pencil, so.
This isn't even my pencil. Mine's mechanical.
Are you kidding me? I meant, looks like we're back to square one.
Yeah. Let's go interrogate some backpacks.
We found 4 pencils.
Are any of these your pencil?
No.
Just take it.
Okay, here you go.
Okay.
Yes.
Where's our pencil?
Oh, we finally delivered all those pencils.
What is that?
Why? Why?
Hey, Emmett. We should get going.
Yeah, run, run, run!
It's all blank. There's no sign of the murderer. Wait a minute. The security camera. Let's see what the security cameras have for us.
Well then, time to interview the child. So, you showed up 2 minutes after the murder happened. What were you particularly doing in that area?
I was just playing. My mommy always lets me play at that time.
And you did not see the body.
What body? I just want to play.
You may go. Okay, let's see who else we have here. The grandma. Go get the grandma.
Get that blood out of my face! Blood is nuts!
Sorry, ma'am. I'm truly sorry about that. But yesterday, were you on a walk around 3 o'clock, perhaps?
I was on my daily walk. And this little rational exercises, you know.
That was disturbing. Anyway, did you not see that body right over there?
What body? That blob? Oh, a body. No.
Oh. Well, yeah. You may go.
You wasted my time.
Well, I guess we'll see who our last suspect is. A cowboy. Interesting. Alright, so, no, all down. Keep it all down, cowboy. So, were you outside yesterday?
What kind of question tarnation is that?
A regular one. And I will be asking the questions here, sir.
Sorry.
Anyway, were you outside?
Who's asking?
Me, the detective.
Yes.
Okay. And did you not see a dead body, like, right next to you? What? The lights! What? Where did he go? Where'd he go? There you are, cowboy. A child. Grandma. That's what happens when you mess around with a detective. Hey! Guys?
Fashion plays an important role in how people express themselves. Let's find out what Del Campus students have to say about their fashion sense.
And is fashion a way to express yourself?
Yes, definitely.
I think it is. I think definitely teachers and students express themselves by what they wear.
Of course it is. Fashion is just like art, and art is a way people express themselves.
Because it's how you present yourself to the outside world.
I use fashion to give off the vibes that I do.
I usually just pick like a shirt or pants I like, and then kind of look what matches and what feels comfortable.
Always comfortable, shoe-wise. Always representing, organizations that I'm a part of. So it's comfort, and definitely have to dress in layers here at Del Campo.
I think about what kind of aesthetic I want to go for, and I go through my closet, look at the clothes I haven't worn in a while, and I pull a bunch of different articles, and then I kind of put it together, and then find accessories, and then I think that's it.
I just throw on clothes and hope I look good.
So it depends on the environment that I'm in, right? If I'm out to do business, then I'm going to dress a little bit differently. Might even put on a suit.
Today I put on my freaking favorite jacket. I love this jacket, okay? And I'm wearing a Hemley, and I love my Hemley. So because lately it's not that cold. So I can just take off my freaking jacket, and I'm wearing a Hemley, so I'm still protected against the cold, even though it's gonna be a little hot, a little cold. You know what I mean?
What inspires your fashion sense?
Summertime.
Probably in general, Pinterest.
I'd say Kanye West.
Be you. Just be comfortable every single day. Be you, be genuine. Make sure that you're not trying to please others. Make sure that you are who you are and who you want to be and what you're wearing.
It's how you wear it, not what you wear.
Just be confident and dress however you want to.
Fashion can come in many ways, and people can express themselves differently through fashion. This has been Ash and Mitch reporting for DC Daily.
Listen.
I'm done, Mr. Johnson.
I'm not surprised, another 100%. You know you're one of the best students in my class, Jerry. I'm proud of you.
I just get my work done, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, class. You have a big test coming up next Friday on everything we learned last semester. I'll be handing out a study guide that'll help you with the test. It's due next Thursday. The test itself is worth 70% of your grades, so please make sure you get the study guide done. It's very important.
Bro, why is he making us take a test every week? Why we can't take a break? Jerry, you stressing for once?
Every test we take, I study so much and I just totally forgot how to do these problems.
I mean, if you're stressing, you can always take a hit with me after class.
A hit of what?
Weed. I'm finna roll one up after class. I mean, you live once, right?
I guess.
The test itself is worth 70% of your grade, so please make sure you get the study guide done. It's very important.
Okay, Jerry. Never thought you would come kicking with me though. Let's go.
I mean, you only live once, right?
Benny and Tyler are here. Nathan and Jerry. Where are Nathan and Jerry at?
That was funny, bro.
Where have you guys been?
We're here, Mr. Johnson. We just gotta use the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, I had to use the bathroom real bad.
All right, let's get started with today's lesson. Everybody turn in their study guides.
Oh, shoot. Yo, I forgot to do the study guide, Nathan. Bro, why are you looking at me? I didn't do it either. Bro, I totally forgot about the study guide. I was with you the whole week.
What did I do?
Nathan, Jerry, study guides, please.
I forgot to do it, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, Jerry, see me after class.
Why me? Nathan ain't do it either.
Jerry, your attendance these last few days has got me worried. 4 days in a row you've been late to class, and you're not doing your homework anymore. Is there something going on?
Yeah, I've been doing fine. I just need a break sometimes, you know?
I understand that some need breaks. Even I do. But those breaks add up, Jerry. Is Nathan interfering with your work?
No, never. Nathan's cool.
I know Nathan is a cool kid, and I'm not saying he's a bad influence on you, but I have noticed a change in you since you've been hanging out with him. Now, I can't decide for you to hang out with him. The choice is up to you.
Yeah, I've sort of changed a bit.
Yes, you have, and I can see. Anyway, I'm going to give you another day for you to complete your study guide.
Thank you, but I've just been struggling with it.
Anything you put your mind to, you can achieve. Hard work pays off. You know, I had a teacher tell me one time, and it really resounds with me today. He said, would you rather endure the pain of regret or the pain of hard work? You'll understand what I mean one day, Jerry.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I'll take note of that.
Yo, what did he say? You ain't snitch on me, right?
No, bro, he was just talking about my attendance and stuff.
Man, forget about that, bro. Let's go roll one up after school.
Probably skip out today, Nathan. I gotta go do my schoolwork.
Man, who am I gonna smoke with, bro?
Oh, thank you. And here you go. Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Jerry. Wow, first 100% of the day. Good job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I appreciate it.
Hey, yo, Jerry, you try to go smoke? Now's the best time.
I'm alright, Nathan. It's not worth it.
Bro, come on, bro.
I've always struggled to be happy. Sometimes I'd feel like I didn't deserve happiness. No matter how hard I tried or what I did, it would never work. But even in my darkest moments, I had to remind myself that there was always something better than what's here and now. The future holds countless possibilities, and I just needed to find them. I've looked long and hard for any sources of joy, but to no avail. Not even the park playgrounds could bring back my childhood. All that's left was fading smiles and faint laughter lost to time. I truly miss those days, but I have to move on to find what I need. Maybe I could find it in nature. The lakes that shimmer and shine. The flowers that blossom into countless colors, dancing in the chill winds. Or maybe it's in the one place I haven't checked. Somewhere deep inside of me, begging to come out. Wherever it may come from, I know one thing for sure. I'll find it eventually.
I came to this country in 1968.
With Grandpa, right?
Yeah, right, with your grandpa. And we would settle in St. Paul, Minnesota. I was born in Bangkok, Thailand.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it was kind of something different and new for me because I don't... first time I see washer and dryer, and it was just kind of shocking because we didn't have any fancy stuff like we have here in America. When they have a Thanksgiving dinner and they cook this big turkey, and we were surprised, how come the chicken here is so huge?
You thought it was a chicken?
Yes, I thought it was a chicken.
Are you satisfied with your place in life? You did it. 17 and a half years later, you are here. A senior in high school about to head off into the real world. You did it. You have been recognized for your talents, you have been awarded for your achievements, and you have come this far with all your challenges. You did things that made you happy. You created that YouTube channel that you've always wanted to create. You found the friends to fill your heart with joy and laughter. And you worked hard to get the grades that you have today. And yet you're unhappy. Why? It is because you are scared of the future. You don't know what to do next. You feel like you have no purpose with nothing to pursue. You are not passionate in anything, and you are scared that you may never find that passion. But there's so much more to this world. Even though you are just a tiny speck in a galaxy of cosmic proportions, there are still so many possibilities for you to chase. Your purpose is endless. Chase the dreams you've never dreamed of. Become a musician, a filmmaker, a professional tennis player, anything you want to be. Go to places you've always wanted to go to, and find new forms of happiness. Tread lightly, my friend. Hope is the thing with feathers. that purges in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweet as sin the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me.
Welcome to a reading of Romeo and Juliet, a story of love, death, and mustaches.
We open up with a fight between the two rival families, the Capulets and the Montagues. Romeo's chasing after his cousin Benvolio, and he's like, so there's this girl that I'm kind of into right now. She's like really, really, really pretty. Ben is not into it, and he basically tells Romeo that she's not the one, and she's not into him, and that there's so many other beautiful girls in Verona. Cut to our other lead, Juliet. She's set to marry this rich guy, and she's not into that, but her father is very excited for this match. He's so happy, in fact, that he decides to host a party just for the two of them. It's been some time since you last saw them. They're just chilling and walking around. They see the Capulets are throwing a party, and Ben is like, you gotta go. You need to forget about that girl. Romeo's like, okay, fine. At the party, there's people dancing, having a good time, and whatever else rich people do at parties. The two Montagues walked in disguised as Capulets. Everyone suddenly becomes silent as all eyes are drawn to the balcony, as the magnificent Juliet of the Capulet family ascends gracefully down the stairs. Romeo and Juliet lock eyes. The two instantly fall in love. Oh. Hours after the party, but Romeo just can't get Juliet out of his head. He turns to Ben and is all like, I can't stop thinking about her. She's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. I need to go back, Benvolio. I need to go back. For love. Obviously confused, Benvolio's like, hold on. Back up. I wanted you to see other girls. I don't think you would actually listen to me. Romeo grabs Benvolio's shoulders and simply states, it's for love, Benvolio, and runs off into the distance. Approaching the Capulets, Romeo sees the beautiful girl on her balcony and tries discreetly to get her attention. Romeo gives up and just calls out for her, Juliet, oh Juliet. Wherefore art thou, though, Juliet? And you see Romeo's not playing around. He gets straight to it and says, Juliet, I love you and whatnot. Will you marry me? And she's like, yes! I know I literally have only seen you like once, but I know that I love you. I kid you not. This is how the story goes. They meet up and they get married just because Romeo has a priest friend or whatever. Back to the story. So Juliet
Nathan?
and Romeo... Yeah?
So we're a little cut on time, so do you know if you can wrap this up real quick?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Juliet and Romeo are now married. Juliet's cousin is out for blood because he saw Romeo at the party and was like, that's not allowed. So another fight between the Montagues and the Capulets breaks out, and Juliet's cousin kills Romeo's best friend. So Romeo kills the cousin, which gets him banned from the city. Juliet creates a plan to be together where she fakes her death, but the news doesn't get out to Romeo that it's fake. And so distraught over her death, he goes to die right next to her. Juliet wakes up and then she dies right next to him, and poof, they're both dead, now for real. And finally, united in the mourning of their two members, the two families end their feud forever. Romeo at the party was like, that's not allowed. So another fight between the Montagues and the Capulets breaks out, and Juliet's cousin kills... What? Oh my god.
Voices for me.
Stop. Aaron.
Finally!
should hang out soon. But first, you gotta come home, and then we'll talk.
Burst out from his skin, and now he's gone. Yes, we loved him. At least he gave us music before his stars began to dim. Yes, he was precious. I owe everything to him. He is what keeps me warm. To him I'm sworn. So all this is for him. We're so lucky to catch a glimpse.
You gotta come home. You gotta come home. People are worried. People are worried. Hello?
In a depressed world, kindness can make someone's day.
I really liked your hair today.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
You're so naturally pretty. Stop. I'll cry right now, stop.
Oh, thank you.
Doing any of these simple acts of kindness can make someone's day.
Thank you, Ellie.
Thanks for tuning in for all of the Creative Expression finalist videos. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. with the documentary finalist announcements.